And new tonight, after hundreds of failed attempts spanning more than 100 years, lynching is now a federal hate crime in the U.S.
The Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act was signed into law by President Biden this week. CBS 58's Taj Mahal with why it took so long to pass the anti-hate legislation in America and what it means for Milwaukee.
Take a look. A Confederate flag and rope here, often used in lynchings, hangs here inside Milwaukee's Black History Museum. It's a reminder of why many African Americans ended up here in Milwaukee in the first place.
The idea of lynching has impacted this city and state for the longest.
In its formal definition, lynching is described as the killing of an accused individual, often by an angry mob without legal approval or permission. But in simpler terms,
it's a public display of disgracing a person or their family by putting a rope around their neck.
Historically, lynchings were targeted acts against black people in the 19th and 20th centuries.
We think about it taking place in the South, but lynching takes place in the North.
Benson says there are also lynchings in Milwaukee's history, dating back to the 1860s. In modern day, he says the same kind of racially motivated acts are still occurring.
I think it's about control more than it is about punishing somebody for the wrong that they may or may not have done.
The newly signed Emmett Till anti-lynching law is named after the Chicago boy who was killed while visiting family in Mississippi in 1955. Till was accused of whistling at a white woman. His killers were never punished. Under the new law, offenders could face up to 30 years in prison if found guilty of a hate crime resulting in death or serious injury.
And I hope the law never has to be used.
In the past, the city of Milwaukee has supported anti-lynching legislation.
My hope is that it just creates a greater awareness that both here in Wisconsin, as well as across the nation, that behavior that is motivated by hate and racial hate will not be tolerated.
Since 1900, there have been more than 200 failed attempts to pass anti-lynching laws. Benson says the modern-day lynchings of people like George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and the racial unrest that followed is what finally made a difference.
It has internal struggles that touch every African American.
Racially motivated murders continue to occur here in the U.S. It is the hope that this new law draws attention to the need for change. Reporting in Milwaukee, I'm Taj Mahal, CBS 58 News.